my dear, I was a governor. My first 4 trips to Abuja, I traveled with over 30 people. Over 30. Everybody have a title to be in the plane. Everybody have a title to do this. So, wait a minute. I'm the only person invited to Abuja. I pay for 30 people who have no reason to be in Abuja. They constitute a problem to the traveling public. They follow me to Abuja. I'm the one who is going to go to a meeting. Because they idle and in a hotel, they eat more. So I have a lot of bills to pay. In the end, every trip was costing me over 10 million. One trip. And at times I do this 4 or 5 times in a month. So after about the third or fourth trip, I sat down and said, I want you to write name of everybody from me and tell me why and what is the purpose of this person going to be in Abuja. And what did they do? What happened? What did they do? When they finished, I found out the only person that needs to go to Abuja is me. So I said to them, leave it, because some of you must have heard Peter Obi travels alone. No, because the other people, I don't need them in Abuja. I'll give you an example. If I had taken police from Oka to Abuja, there might be about 12, 15 security men. And then each time I go, let me use today's pricing. One ticket one way is about 30,000. Coming back is at 20,000. I found out that I can talk to the IG then Onovo. I said, Onovo, when I'm in Abuja, give me 3 policemen. The other person, give me 2. When I'm going, I give them 5,000, which is out of the ticket of one person going. I say, give 2 people. So nobody followed me to Abuja. 1 minute, because my time is going, Nobody followed me to Abuja. So when I call, the people say, hey, Peter Obi is traveling on his own, he's carrying his bag. I'm a young man, I can carry my bag. What is the proposition? And I told them, I said, listen, this is not a problem I started from here. I had this problem while I was in the bank. So I know, and I'll tell you that experience. So I said, that stopped. The house had to question me at the end of, there was a time they wanted to go to what they call the World Igbo Congress in America. And they showed me that somebody before me had gone with 40 million. And they said they reduced my own is 32 million. I said to the PAMSEC, can you write me what is implication of this to Anambra State? Nothing. He just kept telling me, they have reduced it. I said, no. Well, let one person go. Whatever the Igbos in America discuss, they can tell us by this thing. You can do all this. You can save all this money. There's so much waste in our system, and we all tolerate it. People tell you today, I had people. Yes, I quarreled with people. People who said they come and do courtesy call. That was what I was telling Prof. I was quarreling with people. Somebody said he wants to do courtesy call. He wrote me a letter. As he's going, my protocol people come say, hey, this bishop or this chief, welcome now. I said, what? He said, we'll give him something. I said, the man just wrote say he wants to see me. Did I ask him to come? Why are we going to give him money? Get out of this place. The man wants to see me. And he wants to see me, and that's it. When I started, we were number 26 in WAEC. I said, no, we must be among the first 10. How are we going to do it? We looked at it and said, okay, the best thing is to return these schools to the church. It belongs to them, and we'll give them money directly and everything. Of course, that was very difficult. Everybody wanted to collapse the whole place. I said, well, my wife will always come back and say to me, Peter, hey, these things you're doing, do you know people are not happy? These people are not, why are you always making trouble? These people are not happy with you. This, that, and everything. And I'll always tell that, listen, my dear wife, I have one of the most wonderful wife anybody will wish. I will always say to her, listen, Margaret, your problem is that you don't understand. My job is is not to make people happy. There's people in the entertainment industry to make people happy. My job is to take the right decision. It's not my job. My job is not to make people happy. My job is to take the right decisions for the benefit of the people. But what happened? In less than 3 years, 2011, 12, 13, Anambra was number 1 in WAEC and NECO. All this was possible because of the change we brought. As of December 2013, I did not owe any teacher, anybody at the local government level, gratuity. As at the day I left, anybody in the civil service was not being owed gratuity or pension or salary, and no contractor had a certificate that is pending. I was one that bought the highest number of vehicles as a governor from PAN. It's there, they gave me a certificate. From Kaduna, I started in Nursing's factory. When Innocent came to Anambra State, I laid the foundation. I laid the foundation of Innocent factory, and when it was completed, I brought President Jonathan to commission it, and then and there ordered from him 1,000 vehicles. That 1,000 vehicles, how did I do it? About 600 and something was vehicles for schools. Every single secondary school in Anambra State had a bus. Then all the security, all the communities, I bought one pickup for them. All of them, the traditional, I bought one. When I was buying, people say, hey, this is nothing. It just started. We know whether his car is good. Maybe the brake is not working. Maybe I said, don't worry. Let the number of people that will remain after the other ones die, leave. Let it kill the number of people. That's how that industry is working today. And nobody has been killed. Not one person. And that factory is functional. We went on, and if you see the cost implication, if we had bought foreign vehicles versus innocent, this country today can still function on our income and be able to save money.